Hi y'all and welcome back to a brand new episode of Ringside Recap. I am your host, Ninja the Ninja, and let's get started with a brand new episode, starting with Friday Night Smackdown. So y'all, welcome back to the show. And first thing first, I want to say happy Juneteenth to all of us. Um, this has been a long time coming for us having a holiday when we are appreciated just by us being us. So hope we continue to be better and strive for our families and our communities into long in the future. But once again, happy Juneteenth to all of us, and hopefully everyone had a nice, safe Juneteenth. But for this Friday night SmackDown, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of excited. I know we're gonna have Jey Uso and Javon. We're gonna have Charlotte and Alexa, and there's a couple other matches here and there. We might probably get like a Cody segment with Gunther. No, we're gonna have a match with Cody and Gunther for the championship. So hopefully that turns out good. They're saying that the whole match is gonna be commercial free, as they say, but hopefully it's a good match, and hopefully Cody wins this. But I won't be mad if Gunther win neither. Maybe I'm just tired of seeing Cody as a champion. Maybe we get somebody new. But the only point about Gunther, he's kind of a boring champion. But I don't know. I guess we'll see. But I think this Friday night is going to be a decent show tonight. We're not that far away from Night of Champions. And if y'all don't follow me on my TikTok or Instagram or even here on the YouTube Shorts, I did little clips of me watching almost all of the previous Night of Champions. So the latest one I did 2011. But yeah, y'all want to hear my review or little take I did on all those Night of Champions, I'm going to drop my socials. Y'all go follow over there. Or you can find it on your YouTube Shorts somewhere in my channel. But check it out. I also do other little things about wrestling on there too. But after all that, let's get started with the show. Okay, y'all. Hey y'all. This is editing Major real quick. During some parts of my episode, my camera and everything gets so wonky, I don't even know what happened. So during the middle of the show, my editing software decides to update and it made everything wonky. So I apologize if some of the things is me like stuck in one spot for a little bit, a couple seconds, and then it's just choppy all the way out. I don't know what happened. I'm trying to fix it during my editing right now, but it has been a hassle the whole entire show. Like half of the show, it didn't even record what everything that I said during the show, so then I had to go back and re-say everything I wanted to say during the episode. So if I start to sound a little irritated or annoyed during the show, I promise you it's not y'all or anything else that's going on. It just, my software is getting on my nerves tonight. But yeah, I just want to apologize to y'all if it turns out very wonky. I will try to be on top of the updating schedule for now on. But yeah, let's get back to the show. The first match of the night, we had Cody Rhodes versus Gunther with special guest referee Sami Zayn. And this match was okay. It was a decent match until, I'll say, the middle part of the match when Sami started getting real choppy with Cody and with Gunther. With Cody, he just kept pushing Cody, but then with Gunther, he slapped Gunther, and then Gunther ended up putting him in a powerbomb and knocking Sammy out for middle of the match. So then Cody had to call for another referee after the fact that he hit Gunther with a crossroads, and that didn't work. So eventually Gunther got in control and then eventually going for the pin for Cody, but Sammy ended up pulling him out of the ring, and then Cody ended up capitalizing with a roll-up pin. He tried to do a roll-up pin, but then Sammy kicked the arms of Gunther because Gunther was hanging onto the rope and did a fast count, and that's how Cody retained. But no one loved that result, so Cody forced everybody to come back to do a rematch for the championship again, but that didn't last no longer than like 2 minutes. So they got Gunther back in the ring and got a regular referee this time. But then Sammy ended up running out and accidentally hitting Cody with the championship belt after once again putting his nose where it doesn't belong. So that was the end for their match. Now, I don't know why they put their match at the beginning of the show, but it was a good match until, like I said, the middle ending part. But anyway, so then it jumps to Jade Cargill, B-Fab, and Michin, and basically Kathy was talking to them about Jay being knocked out of the Queen of the Ring tournament, and basically asked Jay with her next move. And all she said, she's going for Tiffany's United States Championship. And she said she's going to take that one like she took the other championship easily. So, guess we're going to see how that is going to go with her and Tiffany probably during a Night of Champions. So the next thing, we see Gunther going back to the back and fussing at GM Nick Aldis about the match he had with Cody. And basically, Gunther just tells Nick Aldis that he wants a match with Cody at Night of Champions. But I can honestly see this going to a triple threat with Sammy involved somehow. But I guess we see probably next week how they're going to say what the match is really going to be like. So we get another little segment with Solo Sikoa. And this time Jacob Fatu comes around and basically tells Solo that he is there to keep an eye on everybody and make sure everyone to stay in their lane. And once again, Solo tells Jacob once again, look, I'm not coming back to Roman. I'm not going over there. You can tell him once again I'm not going. But then Jacob is like, he's getting impatient. You know where you need to go to, basically. And Solo just like, whatever, I'm not going back. So then Tama and Tyler Tonga basically comes out as like, what did he want? And Solo told him again what I just said, that Roman wants him to come home. And basically Tama look, that is your bloodline family. That's not ours. People who do not know, Solo, the Usos, they're Samoan, but Tyler and Tama are Tongans. So they're kinda on the same wavelength over there. They're kinda in the same family, but not, you know what I'm saying? Probably like long distance relatives. But basically, Tama and Tyler was like, hey, that's your bloodline, not our bloodline. So I don't want them to break up, but I feel it coming. I really do. I think they're going to break up. So y'all, the next match of the night, we had Damian Priest and R-Truth versus MFT's Tyler Tonga and Tama Tonga for the tag team championships. And this was a decent match. I enjoyed this tag team match. Great back and forth between both teams. But once again, Solo intervened, even though Tama told him earlier, do not get involved. He ended up getting involved. He tried to help Tyler Tonga, almost got ambushed by Damian, but Solo pushed him out the way. But that still caused them the match due to the fact that Damian and R-Truth had tagged at some point, and Truth being the legal person, and he ended up rolling up Tama Tonga and retaining their tag team championships. And at the end of the match, you see both Tyler and Tama look at Solo with these like disappointed expressions. I don't think I've seen him make expression like that, but Solo also looks like shocked himself. A totally different Solo that we have seen in the past couple of years. But Tyler and Tama end up walking away, leaving Solo behind. So I don't know. Maybe they don't trust Solo right now because of Jacob right now, him and Roman. I don't know, man. I don't want them to break up. I enjoyed them too. All the team. I enjoyed them as a team, but I don't know. So then it jumps to Sami Zayn confining and planked Johnny Gargano in Kansas, just looking. Basically, Sammy's complaining about the match earlier he had with Cody and Gunther. So then Nick Aldis comes out about to blow Sammy's off his shoulders, and Sammy's arguing back like, I told you I didn't want to be a part of this. You made me a part of this. I called it down the middle. And then Nick Aldis is like, no, you didn't. No, 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 no. So they have a both back and forth about the match. So then, basically, Sammy told Nick Aldis, I guess I have to do something about this or whatever. I'm gonna call it. It's gonna be a triple threat match at Night of Champions next week for that championship, and Sammy's gonna be included somehow. So y'all, the next little segment we get a little hype. I don't know what you would call it, but kind of like a little last minute face to face with Jey Uso and Javon Evans. Jey Uso going through his whole spill. Him doing his little prep talk before he goes out anywhere to a match or whatever. And then Javon Evans, is like, I can't wait to face you, OG. And, just give a little bit of thanks to Jey Uso. And then he proceeds to call Jey Uso Unk. And Jey did not like that. and Jey basically said he's going to make Javon his son. So, that was that quick little segment. I don't know why we needed that. So the next match of the night, we had Ricky Saints versus Carmelo Hayes for the third time. And once again, these two carried a match. I enjoyed these two a lot, especially Carmelo. I said this time and time again, Carmelo is severely underrated. He doesn't get the shine that he deserves. But surprisingly, Ricky Saints beat out Carmelo Hayes due to another roll-up pin. I don't know what's going on lately, but these roll-up pins has been something. But during the end of the match, the turnbuckle did get exposed, and Carmelo hit it twice, so that caused that. So the person that's going to face Trick Williams at Night of Champions is going to be Ricky Saints. I'm okay about it. I'm not really mad, nor do I really want to see it neither. But I guess we'll see how that turns out. So then it jumps to Cody and Nick Aldis, and they basically said what I was going to say. They basically said what I said earlier. It is going to be a triple threat between Cody, Gunther, and Sammy at Night of Champions. So that was it for them. So then it jumps to Charlotte having her little moment, her last little final say before her match with Liv Morgan. She said she's going to beat Liv Morgan, and between EO and her, she's going to show Liv why she is the queen, then, now, and forever. Charlotte is looking to get her 15th World Championship. I'm rooting for Charlotte, and it's crazy because I'm not really a big Charlotte fan, but I rather see her than see Liv with this championship. Liv is annoying as a champion. I don't see how people would enjoy her, but I guess people like her. So the next segment, we have Danhausen and The Miz and Kit Wilson. And after last week, The Miz lost his mind. Kit Wilson has also lost his mind. And Danhausen had built this contraption with this tinfoil bucket thing over their heads. And then Los Garza came out and tried to say that they put bets on the NBA Finals with the Knicks and the Spurs, and they lost because they wanted the Knicks to lose. So they was claiming that Danhausen owes them money. So then Zack Ryder comes around, and he's like, "Yeah, even though I lost my watch, my team still won." And then all of them started bickering. So then Zack Ryder ended up touching Danhausen's experiment, and he got zapped. But I don't think his effects are gonna be as bad compared to the Miz and Kit Wilson. But he was saying "woo woo woo" like his old catchphrase from back at 2010. Like that segment was funny. Like, I enjoyed this type of humor from Danhausen. I actually enjoyed this. This made me laugh. I was actually laughing at this segment. So the next segment, we had a quick little segment with R-Truth and Finn Balor and Damian Priest. Y'all know that R-Truth has been trying to befriend Finn Balor, and R-Truth was doing his confusion tactic that he do to confuse everybody in the conversation. And eventually Damian Priest did come around, and Damian is like, "What is he doing here?" And R-Truth was trying to be like the person in the middle, trying to get Finn and Damian to be friends. But once again, Damian's like, "I don't trust you. I don't trust Finn. I'm not going to trust him, no matter if you try to friend him or not." So that was that little segment between those two. So y'all, the next match of the night, it was Jey Uso versus Javon Evans, and this was a good match. I really enjoyed this match between them two. Of course, Javon jumping, bouncing all over the place, but the only problem about Javon, he had injured ribs from getting speared by Braun on Monday, so he was mainly hurt for the most part, and Jay was getting onto it, capitalizing on Javon being injured, and at the end, Jay won his match, and he is moving on to the finals to go against Obafemi at Night of Champions in 8 days. So I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know how I feel about this. I'm gonna definitely have to sit on it. I probably would say something during the weekend, so y'all make sure you're following on TikTok, Insta. Look out also for YouTube Shorts if you want to know. But I don't know. I don't know what to say about this. But anyway, toward the end of the match, Jay picked up Javon and showed respect to Javon by raising his hand also in the middle of the ring. So that was the end with that. So then we go back to Solo and Jacob, and Solo end up seeing Jacob watching the TV, and how Jay won his match. So as Jacob was walking away, Solo came around. He was like, "I know what you're trying to do. You try to get in my head so Roman can control me, but I'm not falling for it. You're not gonna ruin my family. But since you're trying to ruin my family, basically, I'm gonna come and mess with your family on Monday Night Raw." So I guess Solo is coming to Monday Night Raw this Monday to probably create havoc. I guess the rest of MFT might come. I don't know. So I guess we see them then. So we get another quick little segment of Tiffany Stratton, and she basically is having an interview with Kathy about what Jade said earlier about challenging Tiffany for her U.S. championship. And Tiffany was like, "You know what? Yeah, sure." You know, she's desperate to get another championship. So yeah, only thing about me and Jade, I don't need a sidekick. And then Chelsea Green comes out, and she tried to become friends with Tiffany, and Tiffany is like, "You know what?" And Tiffany's like, "You know what, Chelsea? I don't need you. I'm doing it by myself. So don't come out for my match against Jade for the championship." So you have that between them. And then we get a little montage with Bree and Paige and Fatal Influence. And I'm not going to go in detail for that because I don't think no one would care about that. But at the end, Bree and Paige have a title match on Monday, and Paige is going against JC Jade on Friday of next week. So then we jump into Jay Uso. He's having a conversation about Cody, and Cody basically telling Jay that he had to go against Oba, and then eventually he's gonna go against him. And Cody's gonna always be ready against anything or anybody. So then you have Sammy, and Sammy's asking Jay how he's doing, how he been, and Jay same thing. I saw you crash out, and basically it is Sammy telling Jay to be careful. That's all between them. Ain't really much to say. I can't wait for the match between him and Oba at Night of Champions. I know that Roman and them might come out, but I guess we'll see. Alright, y'all. So before the match even starts, we see Charlotte Flair walking out to the ring, about to step out, and she gets stopped by Jade Cargill, B-Fab, and Michin. And basically, Jade is pressing Charlotte about her working with Tiffany Stratton to get her out of the Queen of the Ring tournament. And basically, Charlotte is like, I didn't need Tiffany. Tiffany's not my friend. So as she turned around, Jade and them attacked her from behind and messed up her knee. So y'all, we finally get the match with Charlotte and Liv Morgan, and I'm not gonna lie, this match, it had like good moments, but it was just mainly Liv dominating this whole entire match due to Charlotte's knee. People who do not know, Charlotte torn her ACL and I think another ligament in her knee too. I don't remember which CL it actually is, but she wears the brace on her knee, and Liv just went to town on that knee since Jade and all them attacked her before the match, and it was just Liv just going on it. And then you had GM Nick Aldis, you had the medical people, you had Alexa Bliss. They all try to coax Charlotte to just give up and it's okay. You don't have to do this. And Charlotte's like, I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna do this, but it didn't do nothing. So Liv ended up beating Charlotte by making Charlotte tap out. Can you believe it? Making Charlotte tap out, and that was the end of that. So it will be Liv Morgan and Io Sky at the finals at Night of Champions. But that was the end of Friday Night Smackdown. But I think this Friday Night Smackdown, it was decent. I wanted a little bit more. I just felt like these matches was a little bit kind of fast. I guess that's my opinions. I don't know how y'all feel about it, but I feel like they went by a little bit too fast. My favorite match of the night was definitely Carmelo and Ricky. Like I always say, Carmelo is so underrated. It just makes me mad how much they're not using him and utilizing him as a talent. But I can go on a whole rant about that. But all in all, Friday night was okay. It was decent. It was okay. But hopefully next week all the shows will be good. We are 8 days away from Night of Champions. So I will be reviewing that. So I guess that's going to be all. So thank you for watching the show. Please be sure to like, follow, subscribe. Check out all my channels over here on the sides somewhere. I'm gonna put it somewhere on one of these sides. But once again, thank you for watching, thank you for supporting, and I will see y'all next week. Be sure to love one another, be blessed, and mental health matters. Bye.